Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 2. And I'm back with part 3 of What If Naruto Was a King of a Forbidden Chakra Realm, guys. Remember to get this one too. 100 likes as usual. Share this to all of your friends on your social media platform. And also guys, don't forget to go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto Was a Villain of the DC Universe right below this one, guys. Also, if you're new, yes, I indeed have 4 more channels which I post What If on every single day for you guys to enjoy. All of the links will be down in the description, so go ahead and simply click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. Also, if you have an idea and you want it to be done by me, go ahead and comment your idea down below and I'll jot it down for future use. So without further ado or wasting any more time, let us begin this now, guys. So the last part that we left off, we get to see Mito and Kira once again. This time though, they were introduced to Naruto Oda. As they saw him for the first time, Mito find herself freezing up. Maybe it was because he was handsome, maybe because he was a king and he was so young. There was a lot of variables there, but she found herself freezing up as she shook hands with him. As Naruto was introduced to the Uzumaki elders that were there, speaking about the relationship that his father had with the Uzumakis that most of them did not even know about, because their identity was a secret back then. As they were talking, Minato spoke to Raiden, one of the best sensors that the Uzumaki had. Raiden could not feel anything coming from Naruto. It's almost like Naruto was the middleman, like chakra does flow through him. Raiden could only compare it to someone gathering nature energy. It's almost like he had no chakra of his own, which was crazy. And it was the same for his sister, his guards, all of them. As the day went through, as Naruto was shown around the village, Minato being very careful and perfectly smooth how he shows and represent the village and what he intend to show Naruto. They were all given lodging to stay at. Mito found herself asking about him when she had to talk to her parents that night, as she wanted to know. She was surprised that he was indeed so young and he was a leader already. They questioned her about her nervousness towards the upcoming exam, but she said that she was fine. We then get to see Naruto and his sister as they finally get to sit down and talk. We also get to learn that Naruto, lowball the kind of man his father was, as we saw a flashback to the past. His father hated him. Naruto's mother died when he was brought into this world. His father's love for her seemed to be stronger than anything else. While he did not go out of his way to make his daughter's life a hell, he made sure that his son knew that it was his existence while his wife was dead, and he took that out on Naruto and called it training. Naruto could never show any weakness. Amaya hated that. He never had a childhood. He was never a child. Even now, she was afraid that eventually that he might explode under the pressure. And she was to protect him. She was supposed to keep him safe, and she found herself unable to even do that. As the horrifying memories of what their father put him through went through her mind, and she didn't like to remember those. As the days passed by, we get to see the tuning exams as they finally took place. The members that took place fought down there though, Sasuke, Uchiha, and Mito, as their skills were shown. However, things got rather dicey as Orochimaru decided to attack the village. Naruto seemed to be aware of his existence, not calling it out, but he seemed to be aware of Orochimaru's existence. Upon getting to the roof, Naruto people arrived as he told him to assist the Konoha ninjas. Amaya stood by him as Naruto told her to go and help as well. She was able to hit a snake so hard that she sent it sailing, shocking Jiraiya as he wondered if she had strength comparable to Tsunade. As for Naruto, when one of his people got hurt, he told him to kill every single one of them. Upon doing that, their mode completely shifted as his people went into a mode of destruction. They slaughtered every single Sound Ninja and the others except for the Sand Ninjas. It was bloody and deadly. Mito defeated Gaara along with the One Tails and changed him with their words, as we get to see Naruto cutting through the massive barrier that kept Minato on the inside. Upon entering, Naruto took on Orochimaru. It wasn't until Orochimaru revealed a special dagger that Naruto started to lose control, because there was no way he could have that unless it was given to him. The both of them fought and Naruto brutalized him, using one of the daggers to kill the second Hokage body, as the dagger was able to destroy the chakra in any opponent no matter what or who it was. Naruto beat Orochimaru, outplaying him in speed, strength and swordplay, proving that he was a superior as he bound him with strange sigils. Once the battle was over with, as Naruto was able to sever the connection in the reanimation, Minato stepped forward, but Naruto told him that he will be taking Orochimaru because someone is aiding him, and they were the only ones that could get the information out of him, because if Minato tried with the Yamanakas, Orochimaru's mind would turn into mush. But Minato could not just hand Orochimaru over. He couldn't do that. But Naruto told him that it wasn't a question. So yeah guys, basically as we left off, you guys can switch across and play check for yourselves to begin this new episode. We begin this episode in the past. He was almost 12 years old and his hands were shaking. His hands were trembling. He didn't understand why they were shaking. He didn't understand anything within this moment. The roaring in his ears, the sound that faded out, the cold sweat that ran down the back of his neck, the way his body was rigid. He had felt the rage in the beginning, so much rage. But he could not remember it all. Fragments, pieces, parts of it. One moment his father was standing over him with a training sword, but it was a real sword. Cuts and slashes were something that always happened. Saying that it was for training, but it was just to hurt him, to make him know that weakness was not a possibility. And then something happened. He didn't remember it. He didn't remember it fully. But now, his father, their king, lay a few feet away from him, the same sword buried in his chest. Naruto looked towards his bloody hands, shocked and confused. He had wanted his father to stop. He always wanted his father to stop. But the man had put fear into him in a way that most couldn't understand. He could never fight against him fully. The door opened up as Naruto slowly turned. Stepping in was a man with dark blonde hair, much darker than Naruto's. His eyes were also dark as well. He looked towards the scene and froze. As Naruto spoke, "Uncle." The words came out small. Maybe it was because he was terrified within the moment. Naruto, uncle, brother of the king, his name Yamamoto, moved across the room in a quickness. What have you done? I don't remember. Naruto was stammering. I don't understand what happened. I didn't mean to. He started to shake violently. The shaking in his hands had moved to his legs, and the room felt too bright, like everything was starting to spin. His father on the ground, Yamamoto grabbed his shoulders. "Look at me. Look at me," he said, his voice breaking through. "Look at me, Naruto." Naruto looked up. "It's okay. It's not. It's okay. Calm down. I'm going to handle this. You can't." "I can and I will," Yamamoto said, taking a sturdy grip on Naruto's shoulders. "No one is going to know what happened here. No one is going to see you as the one that did this. I'm going to make sure of it," he said. Naruto looked at his uncle's face. Yamamoto had never hid his hatred for his brother. The way he treated Naruto, Yamamoto always made it clear that he despised his brother. He was one of the few persons in Naruto life who arrived, not because he had to, but because he chose to. Therefore, him protecting him and his sister when their father became too bad. He understood a long time ago that his uncle and sister were the only two that actually saw him, and he was always grateful. Go wash your hands. Clean up. I'll take care of this. I promise. Naruto listened to the words like a trance as he got himself clean, changed his clothing, disregard the bloody clothes. The story was spun to the city. Assassins had breached their palace. Of enemy nations, skilled, powerful, ruthless assassins had breached their palace, and their former king was killed. It was a tragedy, a huge blow to their nation, a huge blow to their home. The fact that the assassins were not caught made it even worse. No one questioned it though. The evidence were set. No one questioned what Yamamoto had to say because they trusted Yamamoto, because they knew that he would not steer them in any wrong direction. Later we get to see Yamamoto sitting with Naruto and Amaya. Secretly, Naruto will ascend. Amaya shook her head. He's too young. It was all due to tradition. Even though Yamamoto was the brother of the former king, he could not take the position. Only his heir. He's the only one who can. The title fall to him. Yamamoto had fought his brother for the throne of the king a long time ago, and he had lost. When there was two sons, they fought. Yamamoto had lost, so he had to serve his own brother. A girl could not take control of the capital. Thus, it fell to Naruto. But Amaya did not like this. She protested, she cursed against it, but there wasn't much that she could do. I will be by your side, every step. I will never allow the truth to come to light. I will always stand by you. Do you hear me? He said, promising Naruto. Naruto nodded, accepting those words, listening to Yamamoto. As we jump back to the present, the rooftop had gone completely still. The envoys held their position. Minato stood between them. Orochimaru was on the ground, bound by sigil and runes, unable to move, something that seemed to predate normal Funjutsu. Minato looked up towards Naruto, who made it clear that what he said wasn't a question. It was the features that he carried. They shifted. Minato did not see the young man who was trying to offer partnership. He did not see the young man who was looking forward for a unification between them. The one who had walked through Konoha asking thoughtful questions. The one who sat at the table, talking about the unification of two worlds, coming together as one to build something peaceful. He was looking at a king, not the performance, the real one. I understand your position, Naruto said. His voice was unusually calm, but it carried with a different tone. The way the ear felt before a storm. No, a hurricane, a natural disaster. I understand what it means to you to finally have him. I cannot dismiss that. Then you must understand why I cannot let him leave. Minato said, the weapon that was in his possession. I told you that it didn't come from your world. That is true. But what I haven't told you was, there is only one person that could have given it to him. One person with access to it. One person who would have had a complex reason to arm an enemy of this village with something that powerful. It doesn't matter how strong you are if that could stab you. Your healers or medics wouldn't know how to save you, said Naruto. Whatever information is in his mind right now, whatever trail leads back to that person, it's been protected. Not by Orochimaru, but by the one that gave him the weapon. And the moment your people try to access it using your techniques, it will be gone. Not hidden, gone. Destroyed from the inside. And he will be unresponsive forever. And nothing will be able to fix that. And your people can reach what we cannot, Hiruzen said. Yes. Why should we believe what you have to say? Because the weapon exists, said Naruto. You saw what it did to your former second Hokage. You have no technique that can do what that can do. The same people who made that weapon created for special reasons. One of them to kill, the other to cause pain in ways that your mind wouldn't even understand, said Naruto. Amaya was looking at her brother. She knew. She knew what was gonna happen next. She knew who was behind this. It wasn't a mystery to her, and she knew what weapon Naruto was talking about. But saying it here now in front of these people, well, that would not help anything. She also knew what Naruto was going to do. His people behind him started to react, small and subtle, as the atmosphere became tense. She knew that this one moment will ruin everything that he's trying to build. Unfortunately though, Naruto was not operating on the same principles that he was operating on before. In order to achieve and find and destroy the one behind this, he would sacrifice this partnership in the blink of an eye. And she knew how hard he has worked to put this together despite her being against it in the beginning. But she knew that he didn't want that, but this one person was going to mess everything up that he has accomplished. She wouldn't allow it. I will stay, she said, stepping between them. What? Both Minato and Naruto said at the same time. You don't have to, said Naruto. I'm choosing to, she said. Her voice was quiet as she spoke to him, inches away. You were about to do something. Something that you could not return from. And there would be no trust left after it, not with him, not with any of them. I've seen how hard you work, she said. I've seen everything you've tried to build, trying to achieve. And I won't allow you to destroy it because of him. I know that you will come back. So I'll stay here to show them that you will come back, she said. To show them that you can be trusted, she said to him. He looked at his sister for a long moment. You could see the darkness in his eyes. The movement that he was going to make that she was talking about. But she broke through it. Her gaze seemed to pierce through his. Finally, his eyes started to return back to normal. He turned towards Minato. She stays, Naruto said. 5 of my people will stay with her. You will not confine her, you will not question her. And you will not touch her, said Naruto. She is here as your guest and she will be treated as one. It's a sign to show you that I can be trusted. I will return with Orochimaru with the information I need about the one I'm after which you can do with him whatever you want. Because if you decide to go through with your plan, he will die. And he will never face the kind of retribution that you want him to face. Minato looked at Amaya for a long time. He thought about what had happened so far. He thought about the destruction that just a small group of his people were able to cause, eviscerating the forces down below. Every single sound shinobi, every single unaffiliated fighter. And not one of his people had fallen. And because of that, the death within Konoha had been stopped as well, preventing his people from putting their life on the line. He thought about what it meant to have that kind of strength standing next to you, rather than across from you as a, well, enemy. He thought about the young man that stood in front of him, that dismantled Orochimaru so easily without a scratch. Minato extended his hand to make a deal. Yes, and Naruto took it. They shook hands as they made that deal right there, to show that they would work as allies, as friends. Yes, Jiraiya stood nearby, watching as she willingly handed herself over to the unknown. Maybe she was one of the most bravest people, or maybe she just had that much faith in her brother. Jiraiya did not truly know. Time skip. When the veil opened up, it opened for him like a seam within the ear, as he knew how to work it. The other side was completely different, heavier in a way that had nothing to do with weather. It was a chakra. The chakra in the atmosphere was dense, extremely dense and crushing for those who were not born here. That is another reason why, even if the people of Elemental Nation learn of the existence of this location, they could not go there without protection, or it will kill them. The sage brother had made sure that his world was different, that his people were different. There were many mysteries in Naruto's power. Raiden tried to understand it but he could not, because Naruto people did not live in a realm like his, while the world where Minato is from was filled with chakra as well. Within Naruto realm, the world itself seemed to be moving and operating on a level of chakra that one could hardly understand if they came from the elemental nation. It was a chakra realm, thick and heavy and saturated, which made the people special, which made them different. The other 5 cities were tall, powerful, but they were nothing compared to the capital. The capital was massive, colossal, around 3 times larger than the Fire Nation, and that was with Konoha combined. The streets were already bustling and moving with life with people. Hundreds of thousands of people moving all around. It was like an entire world upon itself. It was colossal, well built together. The first place that Naruto Oda had started, and Naruto and his lineage has tried to keep and grow over time. And it has turned into something truly splendid. Naruto gave orders immediately. As Orochimaru was taken to a secret location, Naruto made his way towards the head tower. Upon entering, he was greeted by his assistant. His name was Kai, short white hair, gray eyes. As he was 25, it wasn't because of age. His face was blank, that was the best way to describe it. Like a man that did not stand for nonsense. He moved with the precision of a person that was bred for a position like this. "My lord, welcome back," Report Naruto said, moving past him into the tower. Kai fell in step beside Naruto. "The cities are stable," he said. "Your departure spoke a great deal of conversations, as expected." "How much conversation?" said Naruto. "The kind that gather in rooms with closed doors," Kai said. Naruto said nothing. Lady Amaya warned us that this might happen before she left. "Speaking of which, where is she?" "She stayed behind," said Naruto. Kai stopped walking. Naruto did not stop as Kai immediately caught back up. "She's volunteering," said Naruto. "Volunteering?" "Yes, as their guests. They won't touch her," said Naruto. As Naruto made it rather clear. Finally, they arrived towards a massive office. All kind of books, records, and many different things inside. As Naruto sat down, it seemed to be the king, throne, massive. The very presence of it showed authority, control, dominance. "You seem troubled, my lord. Is this because of your sister staying behind?" "It's more than that," said Naruto. "He's alive. Not only, he's over there." Kai immediately knew what that meant. Unlike most people, Kai grew up with Naruto in a very special way. They've been friends for a long, long time. He looked at Naruto and he understood that look. And that look, well, it frightened him. Very, very much. Around an hour, as Orochimaru was being settled into something very special, Orochimaru did not just came into this place. Special runes were placed over his body to prevent the ear from literally killing him where he stood. The place was so thick and heavy, dense with chakra that normal shinobis could not understand it or bear it. Their minds would collapse under it, similar to how Sage Mode would turn you into a stone, but over here the chakra would crush their mind. In just a few seconds, the special runes, a different form of Fuinjutsu, well, it kept him safe, separated, even though he walked amongst them. However, Naruto and Kai was interrupted as another person entered. The 5 representatives, they all demand a meeting. They heard that he was back. Moments later, the 5 of them were seated. There was 5 of them. After their predecessors were killed, someone had to take control. All of them did work for Naruto, but it was how the system was set. Renzo, he was from the northern city. He gave Naruto the least trouble over the years. He was cautious and careful, the kind of man that picked his battles. You had Daisuke, from the western city, older than the others and proud of it. It only caused problems when he's overlooked. Mika, from the eastern city, sharp and precise. She was the one most likely to say what was on her mind, without any fear of, retaliation. She spoke what she needed to say. And then there was Kota, who had been the hardest to bring around in the unification, and still 3 years later, carried a certain stiffness about it. And Sara, the other woman of the five, from the southern city, beautiful and composed. You had to be careful around her, even Ruta had to be careful. She was the hardest to read and understand. Yes, her mind was very powerful. They were each next in line to take over. However, they all pledged their allegiance. As if they hadn't, it would have resulted in, apocalyptic destruction for them all. That was the best way to describe it. Naruto arrived and he did not speak. He sat down first. As he looked at each and every one of them, his eyes looking on them like he was already irritated of their presence. But he was just upset. Mika was the one that broke it. You left without further discussion. I thought we would have spoken once again. But you broke the veil. You made contact with the other world. You did so without a single word other than our last conversation. Yes, Naruto said. That is not... I understand your concern, Naruto said, cutting her off. I know that you have your cities to protect and your people to answer to. So I understand what it looks like from where you're sitting. And I know that a move like this, something this big, something this unknown, feels like something you should be a part of, something that you should be deciding as well. No one spoke as he continued. I also know, he continued, that if I had brought this to a meeting, we would have still been talking about it for a year or even more, and the right moment would have passed. Sara's expression did not change, not even a bit. As she spoke, we run our cities under your banner. That partnership requires communication. It requires trust, which is different, said Naruto. Their world has been through war after war, Kota said, leaning forward. Their people tear each other apart constantly. Their methods, their conflicts. What happened when that crossover? What happened when they bring their problem here? Firstly, they cannot. Secondly, nothing will enter this world without my knowledge of it. You cannot promise I can, said Naruto. I can promise it because I will make it true. The same way I made everything else true, said Naruto. The feeling in the room was heavy. It was always heavy when it came across him. The problem was, Naruto was not in a good mood, not in the slightest. The visit has brought good things. Things you cannot see because you weren't there. I have been there. I have spoken to the Hokage, the leader of the strongest village over there. I have seen what they are, not just the war and the wreckage, but their people. They are worth knowing. They are worth the effort. Mika looked at him for a long moment, and if we disagree, then I will consider it, said Naruto. And I will hear what you have to say. And then I will do what is right for all of us. Because that is what a king do, said Naruto. He looked at all of them, his eyes sweeping over all of them very carefully. You are the leaders of your city, and I respect that. I have always respected that. But I am the leader and king of this nation. I'm not your partner, not a council member. I am your king. And you all know what that means. No one disagreed with him. We're done here, said Naruto. Go home. I will call you to discuss everything once it is sorted out, so that we can venture on to learning more about the outside world. You might think that from that they would start to gather dark thoughts to attack his palace or him. However, they were smart enough to know better because they've seen what others did not. There was only a few people that saw up close The kind of man that he was under the facade of being a generous man because he had to be. Because without that generous side, everything would burn. And it was a personality, a persona that he crafted in order to keep those that he cared about safe. His sister on the top of that list. Because his father had shredded the part of him that had empathy. He had shredded it to make sure that there was nothing left. Because as he said, a good king is a king that knows how to make sacrifice. To even sacrifice the ones that he loved. But that was something that Naruto would never do. And that is what made him a better king than his father. Back in Konoha, Jiraiya tried, believing that him and Naruto's sister had a very understandable communication between them. As she had talked to him when they were walking after all, so he believed that he could get more information. He had no idea how very dangerous this woman was though, and how careful she was as well. Well, he did see a bit of what she can do when she hit that snake hard enough to send it through the wall with her bare hands. Unlike the others, he noticed something. She never used a blade. She had no special weapons on her. It seems she used physical strength like Tsunade. Not to mention he was good at getting people to talk, to say what was on their mind. But Amaya was no normal person. She answered his questions pleasantly and completely, but she gave him absolutely nothing that he could use. Her 5 guards were arranged around the exterior of the building, on the watch, despite not having to be. "You're not worried," Jiraiya said. "I'm always worried," she said, looking forward. "But not about this. Not about being here. Your people are smart. They will know better, even if it means protecting me from any outside threats, which I doubt will happen anytime soon. Besides, you saw for yourself. I can handle myself." "Yes, I did. You're strong. There's only one other woman that scares me like that, with her physical strength. So why the charades? It's not like we're gonna force anything out of you. Why not just talk to us? You said that there is only one person," well, he said it, "that can have that weapon, that can give it to Orochimaru. Who is that?" She looked at him. "Eventually Naruto will tell you," she said. "When the time is right, when he returns, I believe. For you to understand that this threat, it's not just about us. Besides, he might need your help, but not yet." "Not yet," Jiraiya said. "Give me something, anything." "He's family." "What? What do you mean? The one that gave Orochimaru that is family?" "Yes." "So, family member gone rogue, turned into the dark side. If only that was the case. But it's worse. Trust me, Orochimaru has done some wicked things. Him working with someone else that is bad, no. Not working, never working. No one is ever working for him. They're always being used, and they don't even understand it. He's committed one of the greatest atrocities amongst our people, especially what he did to my king. But, as I said, he will tell you once he returned." Jiraiya saw the look in her eyes and decided not to push it. Back at the capital, there was a lower level facility, even beneath the dungeon, even beneath the other dungeon beneath that. And these places were massive, like city massive. The entirety of Konoha could hold underneath the city. And that was just for the section that Naruto was going down. Around 5 more Konoha could hold underneath it, while Naruto City spammed the Konoha village and the Land of Fire. 3 times the size. You had the woodlands and many other empty field that wasn't counted in that. That just to show you the mere size and magnitude of Naruto City, how truly colossal it was. It could not be seen from the frontal area. The frontal part that Naruto saw, with over 100,000 people, that was just the frontal area. The true numbers went up into the millions. While this was the largest, the others did have millions. The smallest one had maybe 900,000. So that was just to show you the mere size of this place. how truly massive it was. At the moment, Naruto stood in front of Orochimaru. Orochimaru was specially contained. It was a metal structure with a very chakra conductive metal tied into it as well. Strange wires that seemed to pierce themselves into Orochimaru's flesh, almost like they had a mind of their own the moment the Sannin sat down. The runes that were on him still kept him bound and unmovable. Naruto sat in the chair that was granted before him. "I know you're in there," said Naruto, gazing towards Orochimaru for a long time. "The both of you." "Orochimaru," said Naruto, "I know the message that he planted into your mind. I know the understanding of what you've come to learn is wrong. Listen to my voice." Orochimaru started to tremble where he was. "You are stronger. He's the weaker one here. Come to the surface." The machine started to hum and glow, completely suppressing anything that was placed under Orochimaru's subconscious. The problem was, Naruto was wrong. It wasn't something that was placed there. Orochimaru's eyes snapped open, but they were not the same, they were dark. And the smile on his face was familiar. "Oh my. Seems like you caught me. Well, not me, but you know what I mean." Naruto's eyes were dark as he looked towards Orochimaru's face, but that wasn't Orochimaru. "You see this man right here, Orochimaru. He's rather well known for taking bodies or switching bodies. I decided that I would leave a piece of myself if you did catch him. After all, I knew if you were to fight, you would catch him. So tell me, how have you been, my dear nephew?" "Yamamoto," said Naruto, his fist clenched. Flashback. The rain came down like it had somewhere to be, as it struck the ground with a terrible amount of force, almost like the heavens knew that this moment was very impactful. The sky above was black, except for when the lightning hit, and you could see them, two figures, standing at the cliff edge. Well, one of them was on their knees. Naruto, 16 years old, his sword on the ground. The fight was over. Yamamoto was breathing hard on both of his knees, bloody, bruised. As he was on his knees looking up, Naruto's expression was fearsome, terrifying. Behind Naruto, Amaya stood. She moved forward. "Stay where you are," Naruto said. She paused. Yamamoto laughed. "You fool. Killing me won't fix anything, you know that, right? You could have been something extraordinary, greater than your father, greater than anyone else in our line, and you throw it away for what? To play peacemaker? To rule alongside them?" Naruto said nothing as Yamamoto continued. "We could have taken everything, not just this world, both of them, you and me. We had the strength for it. We had the right for it. But you want to make friends with them. You want to sit down and talk with people that are beneath us. People that aren't worthy. The way they use chakra to fight. Forcing it. Using it. Think of it as just a weapon. It's pathetic. That is why they're different. We will always be above them no matter what. Hagoromo was never a god. Building himself on the ideology that he was pathetic. Just like how you're trying to be right now. To unify some bullshit that doesn't need unification. It needs fixing, it needs order. It needs proper structure. His voice did not sound like he was arguing. It sounded like he was talking about a religion, a belief that he believed in without any hesitation. The real one, the Sage of Six Paths. He was nothing but a soft, puny, pathetic man that gave away what shouldn't have been shared. It's pathetic that we carry the same blood as him. It's a shame. And you standing there show that you're just as pathetic. I gave you everything. I covered for you. I built you from nothing. I made you into the man that you are. And yet you betrayed me to give power to people that don't deserve it. Naruto looked at him for a long time. I loved you, said Naruto. Yamamoto blinked. I loved you, Naruto said once again. You never gave up on me. Just like my sister. I loved you both. Perhaps the only two persons in this world that I loved. Now it is just one. I trusted you more than I trust anyone. You were the one that betrayed me. I didn't betray you, Yamamoto said. You betrayed me. Everything I did, every plan, every sacrifice, it was for us. For you. But you threw it all away. To protect these people. Sacrifice. For me. You killed people who served me, said Naruto. You killed people who trusted me. People I thought of as family as well. Yamamoto said nothing. And you also killed her. She was a commoner, Yamamoto said. She wasn't right for you. She wasn't from our people. From one of those backwater cities. She wasn't important. I killed her because you needed to see, you needed to understand that you're deserving of more than you think you deserve. So I killed her for you. What about the other thousands? For you, as Yamamoto was cut off as Naruto fisted him in the face. Again, 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 and again, and again, and again. Naruto beat his face in until it was dripping. Till his eye sockets were swollen. Until his face was butchered in a way that was never the same ever again. Naruto's hands were shaking and bloody. Yet his voice never rose. You murdered thousands. You start conflicts in cities I was trying to build peace in. You put blood on my hands and you call it helping me. You stood next to me for years with that knife in my back, saying that I betrayed you when you were the one that betrayed me. The lightning violently clashed over their head once again, lighting the place up, showing the blood on Naruto's knuckles, showing Yamamoto's ruined face. You deserve worse than what I'm going to give to you. But let's just finish it. You are already dead to me, so let's just make it permanent. Yamamoto smiled, probably the worst thing he could have done. Your peace will never last. Your dream of uniting the worlds is a fantasy of a broken child who just wanted love and never truly received it from those who he wanted it from. You will fail. It will fail. Naruto shoved his hand through his chest. Just like that. No hesitation, no delay, he pushed his hand clean through his chest into it. The glow that came was not white like when he healed. It was purple and black as it spread from the impact point. Your option doesn't matter to me anymore, said Naruto. Purple and black veins spread across, tearing through the center wound as they spread. Yamamoto screamed violently. His body exploded from the inside out, pushing back Naruto here. His entire being simply destroyed right there and then, in a very brutal and painful and agonizing way. The heavens started to cry even more, rain pouring down. Yet as Amaya moved forward, she could tell that Naruto was crying. She hugged him without hesitation, holding him, someone who he trusted than anyone else, betraying him in the worst way possible. And it broke a part of him. Back to the present time, Naruto sat within his chair. How did you survive? I killed you, he said, his expression trying to be calm. The smile that was on Orochimaru's face was not his. You thought you did. I give you credit. You came very close. But you more than anyone else should know that I'm very hard to kill. We as a society are very hard to kill. But our family, come on now. And you know that I have my little ways. I watched you come apart, said Naruto. You watched my body came apart. You should know that there is always a way. You just have to find it. You have questions, Yamamoto said. I can see. Go ahead. Why Orochimaru? Why the village? Why now, said Naruto. Because you went there. And I thought it was about time that you truly know that I was back. Don't tell me that you didn't have your suspicions. I know you did, he said with a smile. Orochimaru was available. To tell you the truth, I've been going to the elemental nation world for some time. Before you were even one. My plans were smaller back then, but they've grown over time. Not to mention, I wanted to see you with my own eyes. It's been quite a while since I saw you. Well, not that long to you, but to me, it has been. You put a piece of yourself into him, said Naruto. I learned a few things that you don't know about. This man here, Orochimaru, has a similar ability, but due to their limited understanding of chakra, they don't understand the true nature of anything really. That we are operating on a much higher level. Nice facility by the way, he said, looking around, checking everything out. You still have that look in your eyes from when you found out that I was the one who killed her. I did it for you, as I said back then. She was a commoner. She was from one of the outer cities. No lineage, no standing. Yes, she made you laugh. But she was not worthy of being with a king of your caliber. She was a distraction, so I removed her. Naruto said nothing. You were 14. You did not need that kind of attachment. You needed to focus. I did what was necessary. How could I never see you, said Naruto. All those years, everything you did. Why did it take me so long to know that you were the one? Because I was good. And maybe I didn't want you to see me then. We still love one another. We are family despite everything after all. And you were loyal to me. You never had a reason to question that loyalty. And my father. Ah, yes. I had to kill him. Naruto's finger twitched. I had to kill him. His mind was too weak. When I realized that you could be properly molded, I had to do what I had to do. And framing me, well, I couldn't have them knowing that it was me. Besides, when you believed that you were the one that killed him and I cleaned it up, you owed me everything. You should have seen the way you looked at me with such hope, such a love. The fragment of memories that Naruto could not remember were planted by Yamamoto. Naruto never killed his father. Yamamoto was the one that killed him. He killed his own brother, believing that it was time to put his plan into motion. He simply enhanced and project those memories into Naruto's thoughts, making them look unassuming to make Naruto believe that he was the one that did the deed. My brother was always worse than me. I want you to know that. I don't regret killing him after everything that he's done to you. He made you believe that the world is much smaller than you believe it was back then. But you've grown nicely. You destroyed me, said Naruto. I build you, Yamamoto said. Everything that you are, everything that you know, every bit of strength, everything that you had, I gave it to you so that you could survive. I was a part of your existence. You were a part of my destruction. Don't dress it up as something else. Do you know how things have been since your betrayal? Not for the people, for me. Yes, you seem more broken than ever. Killing that one that you cared about seemed to have broken you mentally as well. Even now, you should have an ear by now. but you can't find a connection. I sincerely apologize for that. But it was for the best. Naruto calmed himself. Why reveal yourself now? You could have stayed. Keep on hiding, plotting behind the scenes. Simple. I missed you, Yamamoto said. I missed our times hanging out. I missed our friendship. More than just family. You saw me as someone you trusted without a doubt. I missed that look. I missed the awe in your eyes when I showed you new tricks. When I showed you new games, when we hang out. When I made you and your sister feel safe from your father. I missed that look. I missed it so much. His tone was light and honest. He wasn't lying about that part. I also want you to know that I was still here. That I'm watching. That my plans are still moving. Even while you play. Across the water. What plans? Yamamoto laughed. Nice try, he said. The daggers. You gave one to Orochimaru. You have more. A few, yes. You're going to use them within the elemental nation. Well, the people there use chakra differently than we do. They fight it, force it. Their relationship is like someone trying to carry water in their hands for a couple of miles. Eventually it will drain away. Ours are different. We let it flow through us. Because of that, the daggers are much worse for them. Not just painful, destructive. There's no way to undo it. While they won't kill you, they can kill your little project. Your little relationship with that village. Although I do have a limited amount. Even to this day, the only way to create them is still locked in the past. And as king now, as we're our leader, well, not mine anymore, you have the parchment I need. So I guess I will conserve them until I truly need them. Giving one to Orochimaru was just to make you understand that I am around. So you're going after Konoha? Perhaps. No, said Naruto. What? Are you gonna stop me? Yamamoto said. You don't even know where I am. You want to hurt me, that is it, said Naruto. That is what all of this is about. You showed me something that you wanted. How we can change the world. How we can destroy and rebuild differently. I refused you. You spent years obsessing about your goal, your ambition, your desires. And you spent a couple of years trying to turn me into your personal footstool, your slave, to manipulate me to see the way you do. And I rejected it. You spent the first few years being the most important thing in my life, being there when my father was a monster. And when I rejected you and what you were desiring, it broke something inside of you. You burned everything to show me that I was wrong. You destroyed people I loved to make me feel it. Because no one in your life admired you the way I did. My father defeated you and called you pathetic. My grandfather called you weak when you lost against my father. My grandmother called you a disappointment because, unlike my father, you were no warrior. And those broke you. But I looked up to you. I saw you as one of the greatest things in this entire world. And when I rejected you, it broke you. And now you want me to feel the same pain that I made you feel all those years ago. This is just about revenge, isn't it? For just a moment, there was emotions in those eyes until it flashed away. He laughed. Hard blow, he said. Well aimed. Perfectly timed. And I must say most of it is true. I know that I was pathetic for a very long time. That is why I decided to stop being pathetic. To become something else entirely. Don't worry, nephew. When we meet, it will be good. Proper. Something worth remembering. I will find you, said Naruto. Maybe. But you will be too busy. The elemental nation, your city, your sister. Split in time like that. It's not efficient. You will burn yourself out. You have a lot to protect and I have a lot of time. That has always been the difference between us. But don't you worry. I will not kill you. I want you to understand. I want you to be there at the front of everything. For you to see the world that I am going to create. For you to drink it in. For you to see the mistake that you made all those years ago. For denying my proposal. For denying what I placed in front of you. For not following my path. You will be one of the first to see as I ascend. Surpassing the previous gods and become something entirely new. Releasing abominations upon the world. And calling it recreation doesn't make you a god, said Naruto. It makes you an ordinary man that desire power and destruction, which is pathetic. Yamamoto shifted for a moment, but he smiled. Well, I suppose I'll be seeing you, he said. This isn't permanent. I made sure that you wouldn't be able to trap me, he said. Well, I suppose I will, said Naruto. Look in his eyes, calm and resolute. His eyes slowly burning away to reveal Orochimaru's eyes underneath. I'm sure you have more questions, go ahead. Give them to me fast. No. No? Yamamoto said. Alright, fine. I'll leave you with this. The dagger I gave your friend here. That is just stage 1. Stage 2 is already in operation. You won't know where to look until it start moving, until it's too late. I've had years to prepare, nephew. Years while you were busy being king. Goodbye, said Naruto. Not goodbye. Not just yet, said Yamamoto. Orochimaru blinked, slowly gaining self-awareness. With a single gesture of his hand though, the runes on Orochimaru's skin, they bound him and forced his mind back into submission. As he returned back to his sleep, Naruto walked towards a window and gazed over the city. His sister was across the water. His uncle was somewhere out there. Stage 2 of his plan was already in motion. As Naruto gazed out quiet, just watching, almost like he was looking at both of the worlds at the same time. But both worlds were in the path. That was it. Whatever Yamamoto had meant, whatever stage 2 was, it wasn't just going to affect one world, no. It was going to affect the both of them. He had known this was coming. He knew that Yamamoto was alive, days after he supposedly killed him. When all of the daggers went missing, when someone with specific codes, there was only 3 persons that had the codes, his sister, himself, and Yamamoto. And his sister would never betray him. But he told himself that he will kill him whenever he surfaces once again. But he let his time as king dull his mind towards the true threat that was out there. Naruto just glanced out, watching. Over to the elemental nation, unknown location, the smell of chakra was strong. The kind that accumulated when powerful things operate for a long time in a space. A white Zetsu creature stood in the center of the room. But it was not entirely white Zetsu anymore. It was currently a temporary home. Black Zetsu stood across from it. Was that wise, Black Zetsu said. You told him things. You gave him pieces. Carefully choice pieces. Yamamoto spoke from within the white Zetsu. It was a temporary home for him, similar to the procedure with Orochimaru, wherever his true body was. Well, that was perfectly hidden. I told him what I wanted him to know. He's not predictable. You said that yourself. Ruthless, patient, and he won't stop looking. Of course he won't, Yamamoto said. He actually sounded happy as he spoke. I made him into something extraordinary. No one in this world operates on the level that he does. Whenever he put his mind to something, everything else bleed away into one. The kind of focus he has is something that most people spend their entire life trying to achieve but never truly achieve it. But it does not matter. Even with that focus, he will still lose. Because unlike myself, he's already too far behind to stop what is happening. Now let us begin phase 2. It is time for the revival. Yamamoto said with a smile. But guys, if you end subscribe right here, if you want the next part, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification stay posted. Remember, share to all of your friends and your social media platform. But I'm out for now. Peace, guys.